Absolutely diabolical performance from Chelsea today. Everything from head to toe in this club is toxic, rotten. We are awful. We are out of the cups. We are not going to win a domestic trophy again this season. The only chance of silverware this season is the Europa Conference League. The Europa Conference League. What on earth has happened to Chelsea Football Club? Well, I'll tell you what. From head to toe, it has been turned into an absolute farce. The owners have absolutely ruined this club. Ripped it out, sucked out the soul, tore the guts out of it. Chelsea Football Club lose 2-1 in the FA Cup away to Brighton. A team the other day who had 7 goals put past them by Nottingham Forest. Chelsea, not that long ago, weren't that far away from Forest in the Premier League. Now look at this. In the FA Cup, this Brighton team, absolutely woeful. We're getting worse. We are absolutely getting worse. We're worse than where we were at this time last season under Pochettino. This time last year, we had a fantastic win away at Villa Park. Enzo scored a fantastic free kick. Jackson scored a fantastic header. Conor Gallagher scored a great goal. It was a fantastic away day. The fans go down to the South Coast today a year later. We're already out of the FA Cup. We're in the semi-final of that last year. In the final of the League Cup. Maresca's got nowhere near. Enzo Maresca is a manager I actually don't mind. But I'll tell you what, he is absolutely out of his depth right now. He's already had this happen in his managerial career. And he said it himself the other week in a press conference or an interview. This is exactly the same as what I experienced last year at Leicester. Well, how on earth have you allowed that to happen again, Enzo? I'll always back a manager if I can see that they're learning from the mistakes that they're making. I expect managers who are young and inexperienced to make mistakes. The issue I have with it is when you aren't learning from those. Beginning of the season, he was learning. All of a sudden, I don't know what's happened. He started resting on his laurels. Huge mistakes are being made. There's no cutting edge for Chelsea anymore. Both the strikers were out. When it comes to the sporting directors, they've absolutely not helped Maresca. The squad is an absolute mess. The players we've signed, most of them way below the value of money that we've paid for them. Most of them are diabolical. Most of them are playing in a system that I don't think is currently getting the best out of them. There is no way Enzo Maresca is getting the best out of our best player, Cole Palmer. And he's absolutely limited him this season. It is an absolute mess at Chelsea from head to toe. I cannot believe that we are not going to win a trophy again. Where do you start with the clean-up operation on this club? Honestly, you have to go from the very top. And I genuinely believe, with everything that's gone on, off the pitch, on the pitch, since the day these owners come into the club, it's time now for Chelsea fans, as we heard today, to be loud and vocal about how much we dislike these owners and how much we want them out of the club. And if they're going to stay, then they need to change. They need to do it quickly and drastically because they are absolutely ruining Chelsea Football Club. If you look at the manager, he's out of his depth. You know what? I don't mind Enzo Maresca, but I don't think he's good enough for Chelsea right now. But I don't think sacking him makes any difference, really. Apart from, I think, a better manager might be more prepared to get more out of this team, who we've seen has a good amount of quality. But I also don't think the squad is that good. So it's a real catch-22. But the one thing I will say is, you don't come to Chelsea as a manager not ready. I said this in the summer. Chelsea Football Club, this is where the owners and sporting directors have got it wrong. The same with 90% of the players that they've signed. You do not come to Chelsea Football Club not ready to be at the top of your game. You've already learnt, you've already proven how good you are. Very rarely did Chelsea recruit players that weren't at the level to win and help them win more trophies under the old ownership. Yes, I know we've moved away from that. But who in their right mind as a Chelsea fan is happy and content with where the new ownership are taking us? And God knows what the future looks like. It's an absolute shambles. Today's performance, I mean, how many times have we seen that this season? 5 changes, Levi Colwill deservedly dropped, both strikers injured, and Kunku has to come in. Well, you know what happens then. And Kunku isn't a 9, barely played as a 9 today, never looked like scoring. Cole Palmer scored a goal, lucky. well done for getting it sort of on target with a strange bobble, and he scores. You know, when you're that good, luck is sometimes on your side. But actually, in open play, what do we have? 7 shots? Chelsea had 7 shots against Brighton today. I don't think Brighton had many more. Brighton could have probably had, let's see, 6 shots. 6 shots, and we've conceded 2. Mitoma scored a great goal. They've had less possession than Chelsea today. Chelsea have had over 500 passes. What have we done with it? Like, we were so wasteful today. Madueke gets a chance right at the end of the game, rushes it, doesn't think as usual. Because I genuinely think that chance there for Madueke at the end, something could have happened with that. But you can't put all the blame on him, because I just think the all-round performance today, no cutting edge, no real ability in front of goal, wingers without any end product. Jadon Sancho, I mean, I don't actually mind how he's been at Chelsea, but I don't think he's scored in the last 10 games, 11 games. Who on earth do I look to in this team to win me matches? As fans, who do we look at? If Cole Palmer isn't turning up, there's no one. We've got rid of João Felix. Now, I'm not saying he's a match winner, but he's better than Tyreek George. How on earth is Tyreek George coming on to try and win us the game? Loan him out. The squad is an absolute farce. It's an absolute joke. We learnt so much today. This team isn't ready to win. This team is so far removed from what it should be as a Chelsea squad. 1.7 billion, 1.5 billion pounds, euros, whatever it is. It's a stupendous amount of money to have thrown away. You cannot look at this squad and find that value in all the players that we've bought, and half of them are going to never really have any impact on this Chelsea team in terms of success. They will be moved on for profit. And that's where I have an issue with the current ownership, because no matter who's in charge, no matter if it is Eghbali or Bowley, they're both as bad as each other. Bowley has got a dodgy ticket website, reselling, touting, when Chelsea are in a position as a Premier League club to be standing against ticket touts. They don't give a crap about who comes to watch Chelsea. They don't care if members can get a ticket or not. All they care about is the next person coming to watch the club, buy stuff in the club shop, buy merchandise. It's an absolute shambles. The same with Eghbali. He said it time and time again. He loves Brighton's model. They don't win anything. They're not successful. But they continuously make money. And that's what he's in it to do. These guys are very, very successful businessmen. But they are awful English football club owners. They do not get what they've bought. They have no idea what it is to be Chelsea. They had the stupid idea to put one of them in charge of signing players when they first took over. It just shows you how out of their depth that they absolutely were. They've hired sporting directors who have absolutely no idea how to build a squad, let alone a winning one. I have no idea whether time is the answer here anymore. For a while, I was hoping that it might be, and I just would lose my patience and get frustrated with the here and the now, because Chelsea would eventually be back where they were when this young squad blossomed into what it should be. But I'm starting to doubt some of these younger players, whether they'll ever get to the level required to play for Chelsea in my eyes, to hit my standards, the standards that I think the majority of Chelsea fans have. Whether they're vocal about it or not, whether they go on social media to put their views out there, I think the fans that are going to games, I think they're starting to think that some of these players are never going to get close to the standards of this great club. And it is an absolute mockery towards Chelsea fans what these owners have done, what these sporting directors are doing. For me, the pressure and the most pressure should be on the owners, but they're not going to go anywhere as far as I'm aware. So then I think it has to be on a change in direction as a club. And that has to start with the owners realising that Chelsea not winning silverware, not winning trophies, means that financially you will not be better off. You won't be. They bought the wrong club. I'm absolutely certain of it. But turn it around. Sack the sporting directors. Both of them, they're clueless. They're a laughing stock. They're an embarrassment. Get them out of this club and start moving in a direction that wins this club trophies again. Chelsea doesn't settle for anything other than the best of the best. You've wasted an absolute fortune. I don't know if we'll ever recover that. Sell players on who aren't good enough. Recoup some money and get your act together in the next transfer window and make sure that better players are coming in. Because right now, we're going to finish the season scraping into the Europa League if we win the Conference League. And who knows if this team's going to be good enough to do that. I know we've walked that competition so far, but you just don't know. When the morale is this low and the fan base are getting toxic and fed up and frustrated with the manager, who doesn't think top 4 is a must at Chelsea? I don't care who's told you what. You do it anyway. What I will say is, genuinely, off of today's performance, with the way the squad is, we were better this time last year under Pochettino. And make of that what you will. I didn't want Poch. I'm not sure Enzo Maresca is the right guy to get results on the pitch either at this moment in time. And I certainly don't think he is getting the best out of this squad, especially Cole Palmer, which is an absolute failure in my eyes considering how good he is. The fact that he's a match winner on his own. You can't fail to get the best out of him. I don't want to see another inverted fullback again at Chelsea Football Club. Look, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Are you as fed up as me? Because I am. Chelsea have to win trophies. I can't believe we've absolutely wilted and gone out of the FA Cup. The great English FA Cup like we have away to Brighton. A team that have never won anything. What has happened to this club? Honestly, what has happened?